and we will do what we can to support what services they would need during this very troublesome time for them.
Thank you.
Everything is back to normal after reports of a bomb threat at Washington Dulles International Airport Monday night. Officials say they searched the airport's daily parking garages but didn't find anything suspicious. Some arriving flights had to be held away from the gate until they got the all clear. No other details on the investigation have been released. An elementary school principal has been arrested on drug charges in Santa Ana Clara, California. Alyssa Harrington has the details on this shocking story.
It's kind of scary to send your kids to school and you don't know who's really supervising them.
A Santa Clara principal behind bars, 42-year-old Eric Lewis of Montague Elementary School, busted for drugs. Police say they found a quarter ounce of methamphetamine inside of his house. Also, the party drug GHB, scales, and unmarked pills.
Unbelievable.
Isn't that good?
Police made the arrest, but they were onto the principal for a while. Following up on a tip, an undercover agent started chatting with him on a dating site. Lewis allegedly offered him narcotics and agreed to meet up, but instead he was met by police. They confiscated the drugs, and Superintendent Bobby Plow says they also took his school computer.
We're shocked because this isn't something certainly that we want for our leadership in this district. It's not anything we condone or tolerate.
District officials are talking with kids, some just in kindergarten, about what happened. Mr. Lewis, as he was called, was the principal here for 7 years. He had a stellar record and was popular with students and their parents.
He was a good principal. Everybody loved him. That was the thing. I mean, it's going to be hard for everybody.
Some finding it hardest to understand why this man, who was a leader and who had 450 students looking up to him, was not practicing what he preached. He was involved with the DARE program, designed to educate kids about drugs and discourage use.
They're teaching them not to do drugs, to stay away from that, and then, secretly that's what he's doing on the side.
It's a very sad time for the school. But I think mostly we will explain to the students that people make bad choices sometimes. These things happen. We have to move on.
Thank you.
Now, Eric Lewis was charged with 5 felonies for drug sales and possession, plus a misdemeanor charge of possessing drug paraphernalia. Well, fewer young adults in the U.S. are abusing prescription drugs. A new government report shows a 14% drop last year in prescription drug abuse between the ages of 18 and 25. The study was done by a public health agency within the Department of Health and Human Services. The head of the agency said the drop is good news for the nation because that demographic is a group of people entering the workforce, beginning college, and starting families. He said public education initiatives and an increase in prescription drug monitoring programs may have contributed to the drop. Still, more than 2 million people in the U.S. abused prescription drugs for the first time in 2011. That's about 6,400 new abusers a day. A mother in California is under arrest for allegedly spraying a chemical in her daughter's faces as punishment. Derek Shore has the story from Sacramento.
I wouldn't even think of doing that.
But police say mother Priya Pulitzer did punish it. Her young daughters not with a spanking or timeout, but instead with a burning spray to the eyes. It's a shock.
That would be terribly painful.
Officers say they got a call from, of all people, Pulitzer's own husband, reporting the assault on their 9 and 11-year-old daughters.
We take this extremely seriously.
Investigators would respond to the Natomas home and find out Pulitzer had intentionally sprayed a stain and odor remover used to remove pet urine directly into her daughter's eyes.
When there's a caustic chemical that's intentionally sprayed into a child's face, it's going to be investigated and you're going to go to jail.
It can cause a small burn to the surface of the eye, we'll call it cornea.
While it appears the 2 girls will fully recover, ophthalmologist Dr. Rick Jones says using even a non-toxic cleaner with rubbing alcohol can cause major complications,
resulting in pain, discomfort, tearing, redness, and temporary loss of vision for up to several days.
Pulitzer now charged with assault and child endangerment.
Sir, can we ask you a couple questions?
We saw 2 people rush into the home. They didn't want to talk, but neighbors did.
I mean, I think that some children need to be disciplined, but that is over the line.
Thank you.
Regardless of who wins this year's presidential election, a large number of voters apparently won't be satisfied. A recent survey shows that only 54% of American voters say that they are very or fairly satisfied with their presidential choices. 40% told the Pew Research Center Washington Post pollsters They're not too or not at all satisfied. Democrats showed more satisfaction with their candidate than Republicans. Independents rounded out the group with only a 45% satisfaction rating. Meteorologist Mike Joyce will be in next to look at your weather forecast. You're watching NewsWatch Midday.
Clear. Okay, we're in break. I have about a minute.